Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. We have today the La Liga top 10 rated attackers for FIFA 22. We had a lot of transfers over the summer, including Lionel Messi leaving Barcelona and La Liga, going over to the French Giants PSG, and a couple of players that surprised beyond expectations this past season. So with that being said, let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, we have Gareth Bale. He makes his return back to Real Madrid after a season-long loan at Tottenham Hotspur. Bale did have a decent season for Spurs, but at the end of the day was only an average player, scored 11 goals and had 2 assists as a winger in 20 games in the Premier League this past season. Not a bad player, and I think he probably performed right to expectations. I think 83, keeping him at the same rating as he was in FIFA 21 is more than fair enough. Coming in at number 9, one of the FIFA favorites, GRIEZMANN is one of the most overused cards at the start of the game, being 5-star year after year somehow. I have him staying in an 83 rated card. He did have a couple of performance-based cards, but was injured for a lot of the year, and really, again, was just an average player, him along with Gareth Bale. Just very, very average players. Don't really do enough to warrant an upgrade, but also didn't really warrant a downgrade either. So just another average card. Will be an 83 rated card, I believe. Maybe potentially an 84. He did have 2 informs, one off the right, and did traditionally play off the right for Barcelona this past season. And again, I think he will be one of the more meta cards. Everyone knows and loves his flashback card that came out during Team of the Season. It was a fantastic card, one of the most fun cards in the game. Coming in at number 8, I apologize if I butcher his name, OYARZABAL. He did have 2 Team of the Weeks. I have him getting a +1 upgrade, including a Player of the Month I forgot to mention. I have him getting a +1 upgrade. I think he had a good season, good enough to warrant a +1. But with him being only 24 years old, being a young player, I would not be surprised to see EA give him an 86 rated card. But with all the Team of the Weeks and the special cards that he did get in this past FIFA, he got 4 other special cards other than his gold card this past FIFA. I would not be surprised to see them keep him around the 85 mark, make him prove himself for one more season, and potentially give him the more performance-based upgrades as opposed to getting him maybe a high-rated gold card and not as many performance-based upgrades in Team of the Weeks. I think 85 may be a bit hard done, but I think 86 would maybe be a little too high. I think it's one of those cards where 85.5, if that were a thing, would be a bang-on rating for him. He is a 3-star winger, so unless that does change, I don't see him really being anything other than fodder in FIFA 22, so I really don't think it's going to matter too awful much what his rating is. Coming in at number 7, MORENO goes up to an 86 from an 83 rated card in FIFA 21. He did have 3 performance-based cards, 1 Team of the Week, and 2 Europa League Man of the Matches, including a performance-based Team of the Season, so it makes it 4 performance-based cards for MORENO. Another one of those cards that really wasn't used for anything other than fodder in FIFA 21. I don't see him becoming a much more usable card other than the first maybe month or 2 of the game. I think the way FIFA is moving, I believe you're going to need more than 79 pace, potentially in the mid to upper 80s range to be a striker beyond the first couple months of the game. Once we get to the first couple of promos of FIFA 22, this card's going to be dusted. It's really going to be nothing other than fodder. So, but nonetheless, deserved upgrade. I think +3 for MORENO is more than deserved. Now, Eden Hazard comes in at the number 6 spot. I do have him getting a -1 downgrade from an 88 rated card at this past FIFA. He did have 2 live cards in FIFA 21, but no performance-based cards. He had the road to the final in the Champions League, and he also had one of those Festival of Football live cards this past summer for the Euro 2020 tournament. But other than that, really no live cards. He was injured again for a lot of the season, so I think a downgrade will be in order for Eden Hazard. But with him being one of the Real Madrid players and one of the poster boys for FIFA, I don't think they'll do more than a -2 downgrade. I could definitely see him getting to an 86, but realistically, I think they'll only give him a -1 knock. 87 is, I think, a little too high, but I think would be fair at the end of the day. Now, Sergio Aguero made the move over to Barcelona to play with his Argentinian teammate Lionel Messi, and obviously Messi skipped town, so now Aguero is left with new teammate Memphis DEPAY to run the line for Barcelona. Aguero in FIFA 21 was an 89 rated card, which I thought to begin with was grossly overrated. He quite literally did nothing this past year for Man City. Looking at the only cards that he got in FIFA 21, it was a flashback to an 87 rated card, which was actually a very good card, and he did have an end of an era 94 rated, but other than that, no performance-based upgrades. He was on his way out at Man City. They chose not to renew his contract, so he did sign for Barcelona on a free contract, and he is an older striker. All respect to Aguero, is one of the legends of the Premier League, but I don't think he's going to do anything special. A -2 downgrade, I think, is the least he's going to get, potentially a -3, but just because I know how EA works, they typically don't like to downgrade players, but they did give SBC some special cards in the previous year too much. So 87, I think, for Aguero is going to be a fair rating. And one of the shock deadline day moves, Antoine Griezmann returns to Atletico Madrid, the club where he built his career before he transferred to Barcelona. The man is back in Atleti colors. He was another very inconsistent player player for Barcelona this past year. He had 3 informs and a Festival of Football Path to Glory card. I think 87 would be a bit harsh, but he is an aging player. He will be 31 years old midway through next season, and as always, EA do take that into account when rating cards. If he were maybe his first year at Barcelona, I think he definitely could be seeing an 88, maybe an 89 rated card, but nonetheless, I think Atletico fans should be excited. Antoine Griezmann's a fantastic player, and him linking up with João Felix could be very fun to watch up front for Atleti this upcoming season. And especially the year after Atletico Madrid won the league, they just went and strengthened their attack. They do still have Luis Suarez, so their attack, their front three, João Felix, Luis Suarez, and Antoine Griezmann, I think could be one of the most fun trios in La Liga to watch this upcoming season. Before we get into our top 3 for La Liga's attackers, if you are enjoying the video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. I will be posting many more of these videos in the coming days and weeks leading up to the release of FIFA 22. On to number 3, Memphis Depay, one of my personal favorite players, being a Manchester United supporter. I loved him at Manchester United. I wish we would have bought him back before he did go over to Barcelona. Another player that had just had a fantastic season in Liga for Lyon. He had 3 informs and a Team of the Season 95 rated card, not to mention a Moments SBC and a Transfer 98 rated SBC. Obviously, those aren't performance-based cards, but it is another player that EA do like to give special cards, so I would not be surprised, especially after seeing Memphis make the big money move over to Barcelona, would not be surprised to see Memphis Depay at least get an 87 rated, if not an 88 rated card. He is one of the more fun cards to use, and I think could be one of the best strikers in the game for a very long time. Even his gold card, if he gets another inform, it's chalk. It will be one of the most ridiculous cards. 5-star skills and a 3-star weak foot this past year, but after watching him a little bit this past season in Liga, I think he could be getting a 4-star weak foot upgrade. Don't quote me on that. That is not a leak, but I would not be surprised in the slightest if we got another 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot striker in FIFA 22. Now, Luis Suarez is a very interesting one, making the move over to Atletico Madrid in his first season playing for the club. They win the La Liga. He did have a good season. He had 2 informs and a hero card, and at the end of all that, he had a 95 rated Team of the Season, but he is 34 years old and will be turning 35 early on in the La Liga season, so I do not realistically think he will get an upgrade. Does he deserve one? Yes, but the age tax will be playing heavy on this card. I think he will be getting an 87. Otherwise, had he not had those performance-based cards, I think he would have gone down to an 86. He was fantastic for Atleti this season, and I think realistically does deserve the 88, but knowing how EA do rank their cards and do rate their players, 87 will more likely than not be what he is. This is just from a prediction standpoint, but if I personally had to rate these cards, I would be putting him at least an 88 rated card. But I try to make these predictions as realistic as possible, and I just don't honestly see him getting to that 88. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but I just realistically don't think he will. And last but not least, number 1 on our list of La Liga attackers, I think is without a doubt the best striker in La Liga this past season. Let me get my phone here. He had 4 Team of the Weeks, a Headliner card, a Player of the Month, and a Team of the Season, bringing him up to a 97 rated from an 89 card. I think he will be getting the +2 upgrade. I know he is 33, will be turning 34 relatively early in the season, but with as good as he was, I realistically don't see how there's any way he gets below a 90 rated card. Would not be shocked to see him get a 90, but with 6 performance-based cards, I don't see how he gets any lower than a 91, if I'm being fully honest. My prediction is a 91 for Karim Benzema, getting the France call-up and playing fantastic for them when he does play for them. I think it would be nothing short of disrespectful to give Benzema anything other than a 91 rated card. Do I think he'll necessarily be usable? Not really. He is still a very slow player, but unless he does get one of those maybe rule breaker or shapeshifter cards, I think he could be extremely usable at that point, but he is just too slow. Maybe as a central attacking midfielder early in FIFA, but as a striker, with the new meta that everyone plays with fullbacks at center back, I don't see him being a card that is going to be very usable in any other position other than a stay forward, center forward, or center attacking midfielder. Right, guys, so that does round out our La Liga top 10 FIFA 22 attackers prediction. Let me know what you think in this video in the comment section down below, and like I said, if you are new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button and like on the video. If you think I got any of these ratings wrong, you think any players are to be higher or lower, let me know in the comment section down below which ones I got wrong and what you would have rated them. And as always, guys, I thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace, fellas.